Ciao a tutti e bentornati qui su Mark's Jerseys. Oggi abbiamo un video molto speciale. Alright, I'll drop the Italian act, but that should give you a hint about what this video is all about. So Black Friday has been and gone, and I of course indulged in some retail therapy. Classic football shirts had 20% off, and I had a few items on my watch list, and they've arrived. Inside this bag I have 4 absolutely superb jerseys. So without further ado, let's get into it and let's show you what I picked up.
So, let's kick things off with the only modern shirt in the hall, the Bologna 2017-18 away. I think this is one of the Serie A designs from the late 2010s that went under the radar. Produced by long-standing partner Macron, the white base is brought to life by the standout design feature of a blue and red sash that runs diagonally across the body of the shirt. It was not a solid block of colour, but was instead created by the names of the 100 players with the most appearances in Bologna's history, micro-printed within bands of the traditional home colours blue and red. A superb celebration of the club's heritage and the players who defined it. The Macron logo and club crests are stitched, while Macron used a clean V-neck collar that includes a lovely little detail of the home colours. The sash is broken up by the FAAC sponsor logo, which is finished in navy. Moving over to the shoulders and sleeves, white is again the predominant colour, however we do see a bit more navy in the large Macron logo and on the cuff detailing. The back of the shirt is a blank canvas. The only detail to highlight is the full club name that sits on the back of the neck. Inside the collar, we also see the club's slogan of Lo squadrone che tremare il mondo fa, the squad that makes the world tremble. In terms of fit, I do tend to go a size up in Macron designs. I don't like my shirts too tight. This is a body fit shirt incorporating micro mesh inserts designed to ensure breathability and lightness for performance, not something I have to worry about when I'm wearing it. On the field, Bologna finished 15th in Serie A, with Simone Verde finishing as top goal scorer with 10 goals. Over the past 2 years or so, I've developed a real love for Bologna shirts, and the sash honouring the past players meant I had to add this one to my collection, especially when it was 20% off and in excellent condition. Alright, now we get into the retro shirts. First up, the iconic Torino FC home shirt from 1991 to 1993, made by ABM. This minimalist maroon masterpiece was worn during one of the club's most memorable periods in modern history, a UEFA Cup final run and a Coppa Italia triumph. Torino's traditional colour is granata, a deep maroon or burgundy red, a shade unique to the club, and that is the only colour to feature on the shirt apart from the white sponsor logo. This is a perfect embodiment of Toro's timeless style, absolutely minimalist, no unnecessary frills, just class. The deep base sees a jacquard pattern of the ABM logo running horizontally across the entirety of the shirt, including the sleeves. A V-neck collar is in a slightly lighter maroon, while the collar itself is slightly oversized. ABM, who were an Italian manufacturer particularly active in the early 90s, sat their stitched crest on the chest, where we also see the glorious old Torino badge. The sponsor was Burrata, the famous Italian cured meats brand, not the firearms one, that's a common mistake, applied in white felt across the chest. This shirt spanned 2 incredible seasons under coach Emiliano Mondico. In 1991-92, Torino finished 3rd in Serie A, but the real magic was in Europe. They reached the UEFA Cup final, knocking out Real Madrid in the semis, only to lose on away goals to a very talented Ajax side. The following 92-93 season saw them win the Coppa Italia, their 5th and most recent to date, beating Roma 5-5 on aggregate, winning on away goals. Key players that wore this shirt include the legendary Gianluigi Lentini before his big money move to Milan, Enzo Schifo, Walter Casagrande and defenders like Pasquale Bruno. This shirt is absolutely gorgeous. As soon as I laid my eyes on it, I knew I had to have it. It is a bit small as you can see on the mannequin, but it fits me comfortably. It was given a 7 out of 10 condition rating, which is fair considering it's between 31 and 33 years old. From one iconic design to another, the V-shaped sash is so simple yet so unique to Brescia, a club we sadly lost this year. This is their home shirt, worn from 1992 to 1994, crafted by Ulsport. Brescia's iconic look revolves around their white V on royal blue, a design element dating back decades, symbolising the club's Lombard heritage, and this shirt refined it perfectly for the early 90s. The shirt is predominantly deep blue, with a V-neck collar extending into a white chevron across the chest. The V-lines stay sharp and consistent all the way to the shoulders, unlike faded versions seen in previous seasons. The chevron has seen a bit of a rejig when it comes to the crest placements. The Brescia crest, featuring the famous Leonessa, is embroidered on the upper left chest with the Ulsport logo stitched on the right. The sponsor, Credito Agraro Bresciano, or CAB, a local bank, sits in white across the front, clean and integrated without overpowering the famous V. The back of the shirt is entirely blue, but I picked this one up with the number 3. Names didn't feature on shirts in Serie A until the 1995-1996 season. This shirt has a few quirky elements, I must admit. There's a unique sheen to the fabric, while the finish on the collar is slightly rounded despite it being a v-neck, and the all blue sleeves are a little bit longer than you'd usually expect. This design was worn during the club's Romanian Revolution, featuring legends like Georgi Hagi, Florin Radu. Coach Mircea Lucescu guided Brescia to the Serie B title in 1992. However, the 92-93 Serie A season saw them finish 15th and suffer relegation in the Serie B playoff. However, he brought them straight back up the following season. Fair play to you. Once again, this is a shirt rated 7 out of 10 when it comes to condition. The hemline has certainly seen better days, but I was willing to overlook it considering it was available for just €75. I needed to add a Brescia shirt to my collection, and this design is just perfect. It's such a shame that Brescia Calcio went under this year, with Union Brescia being formed in the aftermath. And finally, one of the boldest shirts in the haul, the Genoa 1995-1996 home shirt. This one just screams mid-90s Italian football. The core of Genoa's home shirt has barely changed since the early 1900s, and this 95-96 version stays faithful to that legacy. It's a traditional half and half design, with one half in Genoa red and the other in navy blue. This half and half look dates back to 1901 and gives Genoa one of the most recognisable looks in Italian football. The real talking point here is the embossed pattern that covers the front and back of the shirt. The club's emblem of the griffin can be seen throughout, as can a large club crest. An iconic symbol of the club is quite literally stitched into the design. The club crest itself is finished in flocked material for a textured feel, while the white Era logo is screen printed. Easy to know this shirt comes from the 90s by looking at the handsomely chunky collar and sleeve cuffs. The v-neck colour is mostly navy, but we do see some hints of dark maroon, and there's a wide insert that tidies up the finish. That same navy and maroon detailing is seen around the rest of the collar and on the cuffs, one of which features a little tag complete with the club's name. The sleeves again see the half and half finish. I can't talk about this shirt without mentioning the Jacarea sponsor. It just looks great and really is of the era. Sadly, this design was worn in Serie B, Genoa's first season in the second division after relegation from Serie A the previous season. It was a difficult period following the highs of the early 90s, including that famous 1991 UEFA Cup semi-final run. The team finished 8th in Serie B, 9 points outside the playoffs. It was however worn by a young striker, Vincenzo Montella, who as we know went on to bigger and better things with Roma and Italy. This shirt was again rated 7 out of 10. I think that's a fair assessment. Yes, there are some signs of wear and tear, but you're unlikely to get a 30-year-old shirt in pristine condition unless you're forking out major money. This is an iconic design for one of the oldest clubs in Italy, and it was just too good to pass up on. So, was my Black Friday haul worth it? Honestly, for the price of the 3 retro shirts and 1 modern shirt, absolutely. These types of shirts are getting harder to find, and while classic football shirts can be expensive, you can trust them to deliver an authentic article. The same can't be said for all eBay and vintage sellers. Let me know which one of these shirts is your favourite. For me, it's a really close call, but I just about give it to that Torino shirt. My oh my, it is just something else when you see it and feel it in your own hands. Anyway, thanks a million for watching, and if you enjoyed this, be sure to check out some of my other videos.